We are in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahar. I'd like to salute this brother. March up. Barak. Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahar.
Come on, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
You mean everything to me because I know you mean everything to Christ, and Christ means everything to me.
I called on the Lord. I said, Father, this is real. Will you watch over me? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under your house shine, they ought to love one another, and they doing it.
Shalom, Israel. It's time to come get your full dose of truth for the week.
You got Mondays, history class, taught by Officer 500 Shariwan and Officer 500 Ahabawan. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday, you got Word to the Unwise podcast from 6 to 7 p.m. Followed by the main event, Captain and Priest Hadaryah teaching scripture breakdown, the Bible like you never heard it before. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Wednesday, we got Priest and Officer 1000 Awaja teaching you all about the law. Tune in. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, you got myself, Priest and Officer 5000 Kazak Amaf, joined by Priest and Officer 500 Barak Yah, teaching you the Brotherhood class from 5 to 7 p.m. Friday, learn to speak in the Holy Tongue, the Lashawan Qadash class, taught top. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Ironic.
You know the truth is the truth, that's all I know. Cry loud and spare not, you gon' get exposed. A few real niggas left, you not one of those. Real soldiers, we was born to stand 10 toes. If he ain't one West, that nigga not one of mine. He got a purple 12, me, I got a black 9. The truth is the wife of my youth, chopping my concubine. Had to die to get my rib, that bitch forever mine. You know the game, a bishop gotta be blameless. But GMS teaching niggas to be rapists. They screaming we snitch. When Joel Morgan was killed by your brother, y'all ain't say shit. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK, PSA, we don't sign NDAs. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK, PSA, we don't sign NDAs.
Hey, 100 deep, 100 shields on, that's 100 priests. 100 boots, that's 200 feet. Tongue like a sword when I fucking speak. Teach you how to fish instead of fucking leech. Stop selling drugs instead of trying to fuck with me. Knowledgeable but I'm rude in my fucking speech. Life is about warfare, not no fucking peace. Hey bitch, I cry loud when I fucking speak. Make them wait a year before they fuck with me. Turn a street nigga to a fucking priest. Cross a priest and I promise you forever sleep.
Mic check. Hey, Shalom Israel. No, stop. Shalom Israel. How about Shem Yahushua Rakatham to the Akim? Yahweh Shamar. Bahashem Yahushua to the Akwathim. First, this class we're gonna get into the breakdown of Psalms 83, and but to begin, we always gonna start off writing the Hebrew alphabet and the Assyrian. We're really gonna get in depth with the prefixes and suffixes. And we're going to use Psalms 83 to kind of identify those. Seeing that we went over the nations last week, I definitely think it's fitting to go over I definitely think it's fitting to go over Psalms 83. We can identify the nations as well in Psalms 83. It's very, textbook One West scripture. But as we do, per policy and tradition of the Lashawan Qadash, we're going to write out the entire Hebrew alphabet, starting with the Paleo Hebrew. There's an alphabet. If y'all see I got something wrong, please correct me, but I think I got that right. Abba, Gada, Ha, Wa, Za, Ha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Mana, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha at the end, right? Now, I don't know if y'all was here last week, but I made an oath to get this Assyrian down. So I'm gonna do it without looking. I peeked. I got it right, but it bothers me that it looked like a T. That's the Za. I got all that right. I'm already knowing. Where's Koyam? I don't know where Trooper Koyam at, but he supposed to be my witness to this, you know what I mean? But y'all watching me. Then we got the alternate endings, right? So Ka has an alternate ending. Ka, Ma, think nah. No, it looks like duh at the end. Looks like hangman. Tazah. The Assyrian is definitely important. I mean, as I've stated every week, you know, your modern Hebrew is going to be the Assyrian Hebrew. I mean, the Most High saw fit to not let these heathens get our actual ancient Paleo Hebrew, which is so heavy that the 7 heads was able to resurrect and study to bring back the ancient Hebrew. You're loud. There you have it. Write it out, study it. If you ain't got it down, like I was saying, that Syrian Hebrew is very important because this is what your modern Hebrew look like. This is what you're gonna find in most instances when looking up Hebrew. Your Strong's concordance, when you go and study, you know, what certain words mean, they're gonna be in these characters of the Hebrew. These on the bottom. Just basic knowledge. Everything is from right to left when you write in Hebrew. But yeah, this is your ancient Paleo Hebrew, and this is the modern Assyrian Hebrew. And what's different about the Assyrian Hebrew, first of all, you're gonna see when you look it up, it's gonna have like dots and things. This is where they added the vowels. We went over this about a couple weeks ago. They added like a point system to add vowels. The ancient Hebrew doesn't have vowels. So this is it. Basic as it get. Abba Gada Hawaza Ha Ta Yaka Lamana Sa'ai Pa Taza Quara Shatha. And these are the correlating Assyrian characters. And like I said, what's different is the alternate endings, as well as the vowel point system that they added. They have alternate endings, so when you see ka at the end of a word, it's going to look like this, which you got to know because that looks like ra when you look at it in, or it might you might confuse it with a da as well, but it's going to really look like a ra. The ma, you got to know at the end. It goes from looking like this to looking like that. The na looks like a da when it's used at the beginning, but when it's at the end, the na looks like na right there. The pa also has a different character ending, and the tazah as well. Write it down, study it. say it over in your head, say it in fives, break it up in fives, and then you'll get it all down. You know, like I said last week, I couldn't write this Assyrian Hebrew at all off the top of my head, but I studied. You know, wrote it down. Probably not even that much, honestly. If you don't know the ancient Paleo Hebrew, focus on that first. Say, do that first, get it down, memorize that, write it 100 times, say it in fives, break it up, and then write down that Assyrian Hebrew. And then you kind of correlate those characters. Once you can recognize it in the Paleo Hebrew, that's what I found easy for me. Because I recognize the ancient Hebrew, as I'm writing the Assyrian Hebrew, I found it easy, just writing them both at the same time. So, I'm studying and brushing up on my ancient Paleo Hebrew, and as well as I'm learning the Assyrian as well. So now I know and have recognition of the Assyrian, you know what I mean? So, learn how you learn, study how you study, but it definitely helped me. So I'm gonna keep that up there for a couple seconds, and then we're gonna review the prefixes and suffixes. We're gonna review sentence structure, and then we'll get off into Psalms 83, and we will be able to recognize, root words, prefixes, suffixes, which are possessive adjectives and prepositions. So I'm going to erase it. All right. First, let's write out our prefixes or prepositions. Just go into your notes. Make sure you got it with you. I'm gonna write this up here and I'm gonna keep it up for the class. So we got I, which is I. One. Two. All right. You got I. Remember, these are prefixes. So this comes before the root word, which maybe I should have put it on the other side, but whatever, we're going to rock out. So you got I, which is I or I am. You got ba, in or on. Da, do, ha, the, wa, and, ya, he. Ka is like or as. La is to. Ma is of or from. Sha is pertain. And tha is thee or thou. All right. Get it down. Get it down, make notes. You know what I mean? Now we're going to go over. Now we got the suffixes. For your notes, I want y'all to just add into these, add the sound to these characters. For the sake of the board, I'm just not gonna put it up there. Use your notes and do these characters. These double characters. This is no Y, which is our. Let me just start at the beginning. Yah is my, Ka is your. And these are the possessive adjectives or the suffixes, the things that are at the end of a word or after the root word, right? Prefixes is before the root word, suffixes is after the root word. So you got Yah, which is my. You got Ka, which is your. You got Wa, which is his. You got Ha, which is her. Nawa, our. Kam, your. Khan, your. Shalakia. Kam is your masculine, right? If you're talking to a man, Khan is your feminine, right? And you got Ma, which is their masculine plural, right? No, Na is their feminine plural. Like I said, for the sake of the board, I'm not going to write out the sounds of the characters. You know what I mean? We went over the sounds of the characters, went over the whole alphabet. You know what I mean? Use your notes, and you add it in yourself for your notes' sake, okay? But I'm going to leave this up here for the entire class. We're going to break down a couple different words, a couple different sentences, using the prefixes and suffixes just so you can really see, you know what I mean? And I'm going to coordinate it with the blue and the green, make sure they match. It should get easier from there, right? So let's pick a word, right? I feel like we overused by Yath. I want a different word, right? Let's use oil. Shaman. Okay. Our root word is oil. Shaman. Oil. Let's make this our oil, right? And let's say, and our oil. That's our sentence, right? How would that sound? And our prefix is wa, right? Remember, Hebrew is from left to right. So the word is oil, shaman, shamana. And this is shaman. All right. That's the oil. We're going to say, and our oil. That's the sentence. And our oil. And would be wa. Our is Noah, right? Man, juggling these markers is a full-time job. Noah. So you got wa, shaman, Noah. our oil. How did that sound? Wa Shaman Nawa. Wa Shaman Nawa. I guess I could have kept that capital. Wa Shaman Nawa, which means our oil. And we got a basic sentence right there. You know what I mean? So, prefixes, which is your prepositions, goes at the beginning of the sentence. Prefix, right? This is your root word. Your root word is always going to be in between a prefix and suffix. More than likely. I don't want to say always, but more than likely. It's going to be in between a prefix and a suffix. Your root word is oil in this case, which is shaman. Nawa, our suffix or our possessive adjective, which is showing belonging to, right? It's our oil. You know what I mean? We got the school's oil up here. It's our oil. Really, it's the Lord's oil. You know what I mean? But wa shaman nawa. Let's do another one. All right, we're going to keep oil. I could have kept that. All right. And look, this is how easy it is. You understand? We got our root word already. Let's say, you know, we recognize our root word because we've been studying. We know what oil means. We know what shaman means. Right? So now let's say in her oil. In her oil will look like in or on is ba, right? Our prefix is ba. So we're gonna start. Let's write out the sentence first. In her oil. Right? That's our sentence. Ba. Act like I didn't write that bad. So ba is our prefix. Her is our suffix or our adjective, right? Our possessive adjective, which is showing belonging to. And it's ha. Ba shaman ha. Right? In her oil. We just made another sentence. In her oil. Bashaman ha. Right? Let's make another one. This is showing you how easy, you know, the Hebrew is. Y'all want to participate? We're making sentences in the Hebrew, if y'all been paying attention. Okay? These are all the things you have to choose from to make a sentence, right? These are the other things you have to choose to make a sentence. We're using the word oil to make sentences. So these are your prefixes, which comes before right? Before suffixes, which comes after. Y'all learned that in school? Most High in Christ. So look. So we got the. Let's use the, right? The up here is ha, which some may be confused, but you have to remember the differential is the fact that it's in the beginning. So ha at the beginning of a root word is different from ha at the ending of the root word, right? So ha at the beginning stop, Araya, please. Ha at the beginning is the, right? Hashaman, let's just use that. So if I say Hashaman or the oil, it looks like, yes. What? This is the Hebrew. All right, learn from back there. Y'all weren't paying attention. Yeah, really? Okay. All right. You're not paying attention. If you was paying attention, maybe you could write something. But what are you going to write? You know what you're going to write? What are you going to write? No, we're not learning about your name today. No, we're not learning about my name today. Come on, put the marker back. Put the marker back, please. Thank you. So we got the oil. All right. Let's do Messiah Christ. Let's do your and your oil, right? Or let's do like your oil. That's how simple it is. We just plugging these in, right? Like your oil. I did. Thank you. Now you paying it. See, I need somebody like you here. She got me right. I missed the E on like. Already, you throwing me off. All right. So we said like. Like is, if you can see on your notes, that character. Can you find that character up there? This one. See, look at. Are you looking? Okay, now look up there. See if you see it. Okay, what did that say under it? No, up there at the top. You see it at the top? You see it? Ka, right. Like your oil. So we're going to go ka, your. Let's say we're speaking to a woman. Yep, so far. Ka Shaman. Good job. If we're speaking to a female, we're going to use Khan. Ka Shaman Khan. Yep. Now, we're going to plug in those Hebrew characters. Ka, Shaman, Khan. Get away from there. Stop. Get away from there. Same character. It's the same character. Both of these are Ka, right? No, this is Khan. That's not a Y. That's an N. That's a Na. Look at the board. Yeah, well, you're learning now. Now you're paying attention. You want to learn. Great job. You learning too. Yes, Red. Ka, Shaman, Khan. So you asked a great question. She said, well, why are they different, right? That's what you said? Okay, well, the Ka is the same. The character is the same. But because they're in different places, this is the prefix. And that's the suffix. These are the prefixes. So where's that character at? Up here. Right. Like or as. So we said like your oil, right? Or as your oil. Sure. So Ka here means, hey, stop. Get away from the camera. Ka here means like. This is Khan. It's together. Your feminine. So if I'm speaking to a feminine, meaning a woman. If I'm speaking to a woman, I would say Khan. If I'm speaking to a male or a man or a man, I would say Kam or Cam. You pronounce it Kam. Ka Shaman Khan. My daughters want to learn now, so it's an in-person class as well as online. I hope y'all taking notes. This is how simple it gets. You use your prefixes and you use your suffixes and you plug them in. So let's change the sentence. Now, Alila, since you're paying attention, what if I wanted to say from her oil? And if you okay, where's it from it? Okay. That's the character from. Not right now. Thank you. So let me get that black. What I say? From her oil. From her oil. Stop. From her oil, the from we're going to use, go look at the board and tell me what sound that character makes. And the sound is under it. Okay, look, you'll see it. Shout out to my red for checking in, Lashawan, the water. Say it again. Which one? Look. Yeah, Ma, good job. All right, good. Come here, put Ma. Put Ma.
M-A.
Yeah. High as you can. Good job. Come down. You don't even know what you're putting. Stop. So we got from, which is ma. Shaman, which is oil. From or of. Go ahead, man. Oh, right, yep. Right. Ma, Shaman, her. Go look at that. Look up there and find that character. See it? What sound do it make? Ha, good job. He was faster that time. No. Not O. What's that? What's after A? Are you making a lowercase a? I don't know what that is. That look like a tadpole. All right. Good job. Everybody put clapping hands in the chat for Princess Araya. Good job. I'm going to leave the A up there for you, okay? All right. Moving on. We got Ma, Shaman. Say it again. Ha. Right? So look, this is what's different about Hebrew. We write the characters. And when you look at that board, the beginning starts from the right. So the beginning of the sentence. Right. But this in Hebrew, it starts from the right. So Ma. Well, this is so we just writing out what it sounds like. Ha. Ma Shaman ha. So from her oil. And you can do this all day. This is the easiest way you can recognize your prefixes and your suffixes. Kind of bored with oil. Let's find a different word. Maybe we can go into that. Matter of fact, let's go.
Why are most of them like in a Y shape, like this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one, and then basically all of them, almost all of them are in Y shape. Why are they?
Not all of them. Or most of them. Oh, look at it. All right. I think it's fitting to just go over the nations. We can write out the nations. And let's write out the nations. We went over it last week. We got up to the nation of Israel and we ran down the tribes. Seeing that we're going to go into Psalms 83 again, let's review it. We're gonna write it out. We're gonna write out the characters as well, Hebrew and Assyrian. Let me not make it small. Adawam. This is Edom, the so-called white man. Now, let's write it in the Assyrian as well. Adawam. That's off memory. I'm cold. That's off memory. Now look, remember the ending, which I thought of as I was writing it. The ending is different. Remember when it's at the ending, it's going to be a different character. Next nation. Let's go. Moab. Mawa'aba. Moab, so-called Chinese. What's your question? Say it again. I'm sorry. It's Moab. Mawa'aba is the Hebrew. Moab is the translation from the Hebrew. That was the name of the so-called Chinese. Okay? Yes. Yeah. She did her eyes like a chink. I don't know where she got that from. But most I cried. Okay, yeah. Next nation, we got Ammon, or the so-called Japanese. I'm a one. I'm a one. It's Ammon, or the so-called Japanese. I'm a one. Ishmael. Ishmael. Yashma'ala. No, tripping. Ishmael is your so-called Arabs. Yeah. And you should. Not sure. Yashma'ala. I'm gonna put the pronunciation marks in there after. Yash. Yashma'ala. Hey, the water for checking in. Awaja. Appreciate you, Ottawa. Like, share, comment, and that's for everybody in the chat. Shout out to the sister Aisha Benath, always checking in. Nishaga Burr from Saginaw. Hey, brother, I want to see you at these camps, man. We out at these camps, brother. You know what I mean? You ain't far. Man, we need those soldiers out there for sure. So that is Ishmael, your so-called Arabs. You got Elam. That's the ancient Hebrew. And this is Assyrian Hebrew, which is like modern Hebrew. Hey guys, I'm teaching the class right now. I'm actually like teaching the class, people kind of watching. I got 4 viewers, but I'm like teaching right now. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, you are. I'm really talking to Araya. I'm dropping you off. Yeah. Leave the mic alone. Ayalam. No. Hey, please. Hey, please. Can you just go sit down over there, please? You cannot sit right there. Can you please go over there and sit down? Okay, go. You can go in that back chair right there. Those are real comfortable. Ayalam. got Japheth or Japheth. Japhet. Japhet. Japhet is Yapath. Yeah. No, it's please. Can you stop, please? Go sit down. That's not, you're not drinking. Please, go sit down. Thank you. Your path. You can't, Rhea, you can't drink any more water. Next, we got Ham. Ham or Ham. Mazarium. Hey, please stop. No, you can't drink any water. It's too late. You just had a bunch of Kool-Aid. Please put the water back. Thank you. Mazarium is your so-called Egyptians today. Mazarium. Montezarium. Montezarium. If you see, I got that ending right. You got to get that ending right. It's a different ending character with that Assyrian. Next nation. Next nation is Canaan or Canaan. Canaan in the Hebrew. cheated. I was right though. Hold on. I am right. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it works. That's more like it. The nah has a different, has a, nah. Kinda I. We about to get off into the, after this, we're going to get off into Psalms 83, right? But this is definitely important for you troopers who gonna take the officers test. I mean, you gotta know. Kawash for Kush, which is your so-called Ethiopians today. Yeah, wash. Kawash. Fut or your so-called Libyans. I like that better. Pawat. 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 Next nation, we got Gomer, or so-called France, which is Gamar. Gamar. Man, I know how to write this Assyrian, man. Just shows you what practice does. You know what I mean? Practice and studying. You know, the scripture says, study to show thyself approved. Magog, or your so-called Russians. Magawag in the Hebrew. Make sure you writing that Assyrian. let's get the Ashkenaz up there. These are your nations. I'm missing a few. I skipped Javan, which is the so-called Greeks, and that's Yawan in Hebrew. Miss Spain, which is Tharashiash, and Kittim, or Kathayam, which is so-called Italy. Okay. All right, you drank a bunch of Kool-Aid though, baby, okay? Dang, I forget Z. No, yeah. Ashkenaz. Well, these are your nations. I think now we're going to get off. I'm going to leave it up there for a bit, but then we're going to get off into Psalms 83. All right, I'm going to share my screen with this. All right, I like that. All right, I started in 4. Let's see if we can recognize these root words. So they have said, Amara, Amorwa, you got your root word here, all right? Remember, this is your Assyrian. This is why it's good to know the Assyrian. You got your I, your Ma, and your Ra, Amar. At the end there, you have, what is that? I think that's a different ending for the Na. Amar Wa. Amar. Let's look at this one. Stop. Sit down. Sit down. Stop. I'm literally teaching Lashawan. Okay, you're sleepy. Can you just go over there for a second, please? Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. This is a good one. Your root word. This is not Nakahayar. Forgive me, I'm definitely cheating. Can you put your shoes on?
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isubk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're